everybody, this is Tony from Kate's Crafty Closet, and today we're going to do this clean and simple happy birthday card with a rainbow on it. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to have is the stamp set that is from Simon Says Stamp. It is called Best Ever, and I went ahead of time and cut out the rainbow and stamped it out and put it on my scanning cut. And also I did the clouds as well. I did some clouds as well, so I did that ahead of time. So we can go ahead and grab these markers that I'm using today. These are Crayola markers, and I love using my Crayola. It's like it's okay to shop into the kids craft aisle when we're doing our crafts and stuff like that. So I grab my Crayola products quite often. So let's go ahead and color up our image here. So we have the first one. I'm going to do a red, and this one's called Scarlet. In this box, and all the products that I use today will be linked in the description below. And I'm just going to color this. Like this takes the longest for this card, and you can use any medium you want, like any kind of markers you have. You can go ahead and use them. I'm just using these because I haven't used them in a while, and I just want to showcase them. So there is our red, our Scarlet. You can always go back later on when you feel like it and you want to fill that in. You most certainly can. And next we're going to use an orange, which is called Golden Yellow. All right. And we're going to go ahead and fill that in. And like I said, we could always go back, and you know, the fact that the red is much darker than the orange, I don't have to be too careful with worrying about it bleeding too much. So yeah, I can, like I said, always go back and fill it in. So we got the orange done. Then we're going to pull up a yellow. The yellow is called yellow. How appropriate, huh? The yellow is called yellow. All right, this is a really vibrant yellow too. I'm gonna go ahead and color that in. Like, I'll be a little bit more careful not to grab it to the orange so it doesn't bleed. All right, and then we're gonna grab green. This green is called Jungle Green because there are several greens in this palette of colors. So let's go ahead and paint in all green. And it's like, I'm not going for perfection here with the, with these. I'm just having fun with it. And when you're filming the video is a little bit hard, because I am a colorist that has to be like on top of my image, so to speak. But I'm sure y'all don't want to see my head in the video shot, right? All right, so I'm just going to fix that little bit of green down there. Next, we're going to grab a blue. There's also several blues in here, but this one is called Azure. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and grab that blue and color it in. Pretty blue. That's a pretty blue. All right, and the final color is going to be the purple. And I think there's a couple of shades of purple in here as well too. So this one is the plum, which is the darker purple of the ones that are in this box. The reason why I bought those, because I really like the box. I was like, oh, this is a pretty box. Like when the markers are, I'm using them up, I can reuse that box for something else. And I noticed that I need to kind of go back and fix that blue because it is missing quite a bit, and I just pulled the wrong end of the marker off and got marker all over my hand, but that's okay. These are water-based, so it'll come off quite easily. So I'm not stressing that out. So let's go ahead and fix our blue. And then, like I said, I can go in later and fix as much as I want to and fill that in. And so So cool, good to go. So let me go ahead and put my markers away. And we'll push that to the side. And then there is a stamp in here that says happy birthday. It kind of curves, so I thought that would be perfect to put over our rainbow. So I already went ahead and put it on a stamp block, and you can use, well, stamping tool. You can use whatever stamping tool you have in your craft room. And I also went ahead and die cut using my MFT stitched frame rectangle die, and die cut this out ahead of time, so I don't have to worry about doing it afterwards. Like I said, my happy birthday is already in there, and placement still looks to be okay for that. So we're going to go ahead and grab some Versafine black onyx, and then it's like I got my stamp tool in case I have to, you know, stamp more than once. But the Versafine is usually pretty good if you get the coverage. It works pretty well usually on the first swipe, and I'm good with that right there. I'm perfectly fine with that. So we're going to go ahead and pull that in. Then I went ahead and I did this ahead of time as well. I used my liquid pixie dust, and I went ahead and put it on my rainbow. I will say be careful in the yellow area, because it will kind of, if you go over a different color, it may spread into your yellow. So what I did was did all the other colors, and then the yellow I did by itself so that I wouldn't have that issue. So I just want to let you know that, because it is a water-based marker, and the liquid pixie dust is very, you know, wet. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my art glitter glue, and I'm going to put some glue on my rainbow. Okay. And then I'm going to place my rainbow in here the best that I can. And then make sure I put my tip of my needle back in my glue so it doesn't dry up on me. So take care of that. Next thing I did also was I did add liquid pixie dust to the clouds, which makes them pop quite well. And I really like those. So gotta love my liquid pixie dust, because I actually I use it on everything, you all. I use it on everything. So then we're going to go ahead and put some of these little bitty pop dots or foam squares, however you like to call them, onto the back of our clouds here. And I'm going to put it on both of them just to give them a little bit of dimension. And you can see I used some paper that had stuff on the back, but nobody's going to know that, right? All right, so cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel off the release paper on the clouds. I'm going to place it on the end of the rainbow, but I'm not going to push it down, just so I can make sure that I am happy with the placement of them. That way we don't, if you try to pull it up, it could rip the paper, and we don't want to have to start our project back at square one, right? So here we go. I'm going to have that. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to move it a little bit, move this one down a little bit, and I'm okay with that, how that works and how that looks. And the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I have these little gems like that I picked up from the expo when it was here in Orlando. So I'm going to put a few of them on here, like 6, you know, 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. But I want to make sure that there is some glue that connects it. So it's better to cut them on here than it is to try to pull them off because they tend to want to pull the glue off the whole thing. So I cut it on there just because it makes it easier. And I'm just going to place them, 3 of them, like I said, at the top randomly in different spots. You can put it wherever you want. And then we'll do 3 at the bottom as well. Okay, so that gives us our card right there. And then we're going to go ahead and put some foam squares on the back. Okay. I'm usually pretty generous with my foam squares, so completely up to you of how many you put on there. All right, and these are foam squares that I pick up at the Dollar Tree anytime I see them, because they usually go rather quickly and they don't have a huge, you know, inventory of them on hand. So, and I go through them rather quickly. Okay. And usually I'll pick up the release paper and then I will put some acrylic glue on there so I have a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to using them. And then I would just adhere that to the front of the card. And then on the inside, I'm going to put another one of those stitched rectangle frames for that. And that pretty much, that is our card for today. See how easy and simple that was? So here is the inside of the card. I put a white note card just so you can add something to it if you want to. All right, everybody, I want to thank you for joining me today. Like I said, hit that like button if you like this video. Also, hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't done so, and hit the bell as well so you can get notifications anytime.